Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and this one is about ENGL Artist Edition 50-watt tube amplifier. All right, a small mistake there if you spotted that. So yeah, the song you heard was from Red Wolves, my other band's debut album, our only album for now, Sessions Volume 1, and the song is called The Road. Link to the song and the album and the video in the description below if you wanna check that out. So yeah, ENGL Artist Edition. There's 100-watt version, this is the 50-watt version. The story of the amp is quite interesting. If I've understood correct, this was meant to be a Doug Aldrich, you know, the Whitesnake, Dio, whatever he's played, fantastic guitar player. This was meant to be his signature amplifier. For whatever reason, that never happened, and the original amp, I guess it was like based on some LA studio, and many great guitar players loved the amp and they used it on their recordings. This is based on the Richie Blackmore signature amplifier, but a little bit different. It's mainly, you know, the EL34s in the power-up section, and the preamp tubes are the classic ENGL ECC83. which, if I've understood correct, are JJ ECC83S, which are my favorite tubes. I mean, I have actually the ENGL tubes and the JJ tubes on all my Marshalls. They're pretty much the same, at least to my ear. So, yeah, it looks like very simple, and in a way it is, but there's like 4 channels that you can control with foot switch. There's effect loop on the back and all kinds of gadgets, but I'm not gonna go them through any more detailedly. If you're interested, please check out the ENGL website and stuff. But yeah, so the song, I didn't use any effects. I must say that this is one of the rare, really rare amps, probably the only one that I can think of that I was actually able to get a good, tight, mean sound without Boss SD1. It was actually a bit too much, because there's some kind of, I don't know, high frequency or stuff, but SD1 sounded a little bit, there was something I didn't like. So I just dialed more gain from this, and it stays tight, focused, articulate. I like that. So the channel I was using, there's basically like 2 channels and 2 modes. There's the clean channel, which has completely clean mode. And this clean, this is kind of like your clean preamp volume, preamp gain. So you can get it from completely clean a little bit overdrive when you crank it. Add a little bit chorus there. And then there's a bright switch, which usually I always have on. I like the sound to have highs and stuff. It's without the bright switch, it's almost like there would be a blanket in front of the cabinet or whatever. So bright switch on, and then there's the more gainier mode. You can almost get like, you know, old Marshall style of like Plexi tones. And with SD, it actually reminds me surprisingly a lot of Plexi, what I have here. While we're at it, let's check it out. So, Plexi. I mean, it's not as aggressive. Plexi is a Plexi. If anybody wants, or at least if I want to have a Plexi sound, then Plexi will do it. Anyway, yeah, but, you know, in that territory. Okay, and then there's a overdrive channel. They share the same EQ. The presence is for the overdrive channels, and it has a separate volume. And then there's 2 like modes, like overall modes, low gain and high gain mode. So now we are on the overdriven channel, which what I used on the song, and it sounds like this. It's nice and tight. And when we add the SD, it becomes a little bit like tang tang, but I think for leads it could work. At least it will cut through a mix. But this is my favorite channel of this. It's very 800 like actually. And while we're at it, let's compare it to my 85. I won't compare it to Bad Boy because that won't do justice to any amp. But this is almost as good. So this has EL34s. It's 100 watts, so there's a more low end, more everything. But check it out, it's surprisingly close. So, ENGL. Okay. Yeah, 800 is 800, but kind of reminds me the playing, touch, the feel, and the how it behaves. So no overdrives. Now if I add overdrive to SD1 to 800. Yeah, it's... But... I like the channel, it's very close. Very close, and this is a 50 watt, so obviously there isn't that much. But this is, yeah, a little bit smoother, like most amps are compared to 800. Okay, then there's the shape switch. I have it on. It adds like more mid-range to the amp. So it kind of lifts certain frequencies, you know, how the EQ behave. So without... I mean, I have a mid cranked and it's still too... It's like, you know, nice bedroom sound, you know, which... But when you know, playing for real and stuff, it's... I mean, you want your guitars to be audible. But this is cool because this has the... that you can actually add some mids. Now there's body to the sound, it's alive, it's bigger. Mids kids. Okay, and then the second height gauge channel. That's like, are you kidding me? There's so much gain that... Okay, so let me switch to that. Like, yeah, so let's just back up the gain. And then when you back it up, it just sounds, it doesn't work. Okay, yeah, it works pretty well now. It's like 2.5 the gain, but then this is a little bit like, I don't know. So what I would, if I would mod or customize, or if this would be my signature amp, I would definitely lower the gain, because it would be cool to use this gain 1, like low, as a, like, you know, your basic gain. And then the second one, just maybe a lead boost, or if you want something extra. But because there's no separate gain switch, this is just like... It's just, well, too much to me. Well, I have, you know, active pickups, so second gain preamp control for the high gain would be cool thing to have, because with this setup I kind of found this really high gain not very usable. Or maybe, you know, if you want to have like endless sustain and feedback and noise, yeah. Oh yeah, the signal chain. My old Tokai Les Paul that my ESP signatures are based off. Then it goes to the pedal board, where I have a few pedals on the G-Lab switcher, so I can switch between the amps using the KHE amp switcher. So from the board, the signal goes to this, then to the amps, back to the KHE, then to SIR reactive load, where I have Jens Bogren's Valovirtuals impulse response. From the SIR, it goes to this Steinberg audio interface, and then to Cubase, where I'm recording the guitar. It's a good amp. I mean, it's not 800. No amp is 800. That's my all-time favorite, but I can see why this gained so much popularity in the LA studio, you know, studio cats and many, you know, recording artists, bands used this amp, and then ENGL finally put this out, because this is indeed really good amplifier, and you can get from clean to kind of plexi to this, you know, Marshall type of sound gain, because it has EL34s. The high gain is, well, I mean, maybe if you have, you know, really low output single coils and stuff, it could work, but since it doesn't have its own gain control, because if I dial the really high gain, that it's good. Then this low high gain is a little bit not that good, and if I dial this well, this other is just like way too much. But a great amp. What we have back here is well, yeah, there's noise gate, effect send, effect loop, you know, balance switch, different speaker outs. You can connect different speakers and stuff. I want to thank great Swiss music store MusiX again for letting me borrow this amp and some others too. Well, I actually ended up buying this Marshall. Check out their website. They deliver worldwide. There's a lot of great stuff, great amps, you know, like music gear, guitar gear. So thanks MusiX, and thank you for watching this video. Again, hopefully you found this interesting and informative. Until next time, take care, bye.